Okay, guys, welcome back to Broke Bets. I know we've been on a bit of a break here. Missed last week with the NFL talking, but if you were on the Instagram, you saw the bets, you got them, and it was a good week. And how are you doing?
Doing well. Excited to get back into things. We got UFC coming up next week.
Yeah, getting back on schedule finally. But this was our one of our best weeks. I think second or third best week yet for the NFL. And to start it off, 3 plus 3.65 units, and the first bet was this is a I think a lot of people caught this. There was an odds boost on DraftKings, FanDuel, a bunch of different things, and it was Cowboys and Dak for plus 200 yards for this one, and just banked an easy unit off of it. Although Dak's passing yards could have been a little bit higher to make me feel safe. And then you had the next one.
Yeah, I was debating whether to go with ETN touchdown or Jags -3, but ETN touchdown seemed a little bit better since the Texans' run D was pretty bad the entire year. He ended up getting that in the first half, and I think he sat out the entire second half. So luckily, he got that done in the first half.
I think I got that same thought process too when I did the Tony Pollard anytime touchdown scorers against the Texans. So you kind of expect they're just going to run the ball all over them. So
Right.
then you had your parlay.
Yeah, I got that Cowboys line super early. I think it closed at like -800. So I got that like Monday or Tuesday. That was Cowboys Chiefs -2.5. They won by three. That's why you always do that little half point to get it under the three mark. And Giants money line. I just thought Giants with playoff implications they were gonna come out and perform well, and they did. They kind of destroyed the Colts.
I kind of doubted that it was going to be that easy. I thought it was going to be pretty close, and it was just destruction. So good bet there. Then you followed it up with your another parlay.
Yep, 49ers -2.5 again. They won by three. Field goal in overtime. Robbie Gould had a field goal to win it at the end of regulation, and he missed. Vegas got the ball back, or Vegas got the ball to start overtime. Was a little worried about that, but they got a pick and pretty much returned it all the way down there for easy field goal.
Right.
And then Chargers, having playoff implications. I mean, the win meant more to them than the Rams, so I figured they would come out hard, and they did. They won that game.
Right. I had my parlay next. Uh, Panthers and Buccaneers, and I had Panthers plus 7.5. I think they started this game up by 14 points, but Brady and Mike Evans started to have a connection and get some touchdowns. So it almost destroyed this parlay, but the Eagles just did it for me. I think Minshew had a bad pick six near the goal line that was easy walk in for Lattimore, and just kind of was a close game until that moment, and then it was over. And then following that up, um,
Yeah, the Bears. I mean, they don't play any defense. They just kind of figured the Lions would put up a ton of points
right,
for that
yeah,
game.
just took a little stab at less because the over 52.5 actually didn't hit, but the over 45.5, just that alternate bringing down that total made it easier. And
Yeah, the Lions makers are really good. Like they're usually within a couple of points from what they set it in. So if you take a few more points, it should hit.
especially like it was weird because the over really should have hit, but like I think Fields and the Bears just have a harder time playing from behind. Like the Lions get that big of a lead, and one guy when there's that big of a total running for that many yards is really tough to do. So anyway, it doesn't matter to them. They'd rather probably lose anyway. And then we have the Vikings and the Packers over 40 and a half. Another pretty easy hit. The Packers scored 41 points, right? So that speaks for itself. Now, into the last week of NFL picks. We are now an official partner of BetUS, so head down in the description of the video, click the link in the bio, and You can get your first deposit, 125% match on it, and have some nice play money headed into this new year. So enjoy that, and hopefully you guys can use that. Now, for NFL odds, first game, Chiefs and the Raiders. There's nothing on the line here really for the Raiders, but I think that the fact that the Chiefs just can't do anything to put games away right now. They've been playing some close ones and they haven't been covering the spread. And I think the plus 7.5 is probably the better spot here.
Yeah, I do believe the Chiefs will win this game just because it means more to them with playoff implications. But yeah, I mean, Raiders, the Raiders played the 49ers really tough last week, so I can see them playing the Chiefs close this week as well because Chiefs haven't really played, they haven't really blown anyone out lately. So
Exactly. I mean, they always can put up points, but they're also just letting up points. And the Raiders just had a close matchup, so who knows what to expect there. But also, I don't know the motivation behind the Raiders players either, so not putting any money behind that game, but something to keep your eye on.
yeah, if I was, I'd probably just parlay Chiefs money line with something.
Right. Next game, uh, Titans versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars just have all the momentum right now. The Titans are on a giant losing streak, and or was that broken versus when they played the Texans? Yeah, it was. But in general, the Titans have been kind of on a
The
downfall.
Texans beat them.
The Texans did beat them.
Yeah.
And the Jags have been on the come up right now. They just destroyed the Texans. So I know you like the -7 right here.
Yeah, I do. I think the Titans will be playing with probably um, Malik Willis. I mean, he hasn't been too great. I mean, he's a rookie, and I just feel like the Jags are hot. They're winning the last four. I think the Titans have lost seven straight. I just think Jaguars at home. Winner goes to the playoffs. I think they come out and play really well in this game.
Right. Next one. Sunday at noon, we have the Jets and the Dolphins playing. I believe you said that the Jets are out of contention. The Dolphins might be as well. And
I think they need to win and Patriots to lose. I'm not 100% sure, but I still think there's a small chance for them to make the playoffs.
I mean, we'll pick the Dolphins money line, but honestly, not much I like about this.
Yeah, I mean the Dolphins too. They've been really cold lately, losing quite a few games in a row. And I mean, everyone thought that Mike White was some superhero, but he's not. I mean, he beat the Bears, which great job. You beat a bunch of third stringers. So
He's better than Zach Wilson, but he's like if he's actually he's not an NFL caliber quarterback either. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a reason why he was the third string quarterback. So I'll just pick the Dolphins money line.
I also don't understand with the Dolphins sometimes. Like Tua gets hurt, Teddy Bridgewater comes in, and Teddy Bridgewater gets hurt. Like how often does this happened multiple times now? I don't know. Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Two Glove. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
this
going
is
on.
this is a weird game. Both teams are on five or more game losing streaks.
Right. Next we got the Browns and the Steelers. Browns got nothing to play for here. I don't. The Steelers shouldn't either. But if I were to take anything in this game, I'd take under 40.5. Deshaun Watson's done nothing this year, and I don't expect that to change.
Still think the Steelers can make the playoffs. I think they got to win. Maybe someone has to lose. I'm not 100% sure, but if that's, I mean, that if they got to win, they're gonna win. I feel like so. I'll take the Steelers. -3 would be tough. I'd rather go -2.5. They've won these last couple of games really close, like by three or four.
Yeah, just to make this clear, because I've been confused about it myself. Four teams are 8-8. Oh shit! Four teams are 8-8 and are in contention. Um, and um, those are the Jaguars, the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Steelers. Which I didn't think the Steelers were. 8-8. I don't know why. They don't do anything special. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they haven't done anything all year, but then you look at the record and they're 8-8. So
Yeah, Mike Tomlin seems to be able to slip by games with them. Anyway, yeah, Steelers or that under. Um, I would expect the Browns to still play pretty hard in that game, just because Deshaun will be there. Next, we got the Texans and the Colts. Um, I mean, I know you're eyeing up something here. What do you like here?
yeah, I mean, I like the Texans to win this game. Colts have looked horrible. Um, I mean, the Texans got to lose to get that number one pick, but there's rumors that maybe they're gonna fire Lovie Smith, but Lovie Smith being the former Bears coach, I think he's gonna come out there and get the W for the Texans and the Bears. So I like the Texans money line here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything. I'm not going to root for the Colts. I won't place a bet on this game. Um, but I mean, if there might be like a nice Hail Mary bet with the Texans on a parlay or something. I don't know. But if I were to make a pick, yeah, I would say the Texans money line as well. Next, we got Tampa and the Falcons. So Tampa's secured the division. Is that correct? Are they're secured in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they're automatically the four slot.
Yeah. Can't see
So
them.
I mean, I think that means they're probably gonna play Dallas, um, if Dallas stays in the five seed.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, so they're probably resting everybody. I'm assuming that's why they're the underdog.
I would just pick the under 40 and a half. I mean, the Falcons have probably run the ball well because they have, but I can't really see Tampa putting up points with none of their starters really, and I can't
Yeah, I
really.
think the main goal of this game is just getting out healthy.
Yeah, I don't expect anything from the Falcons too much either. I'm just gonna say under 40 and a half for this one. But it's like how do you even bet on the games like these? That's always a thing I always think about.
I
But
mean, yeah, these games are tough.
further down, got the Panthers and the Saints. Um, in this one, I think you said you liked the Saints to me before.
Yeah, I mean, they're both out of the playoffs. Saints played well last weekend against the Eagles. I like them to finish strong. Panthers are 1-6 as the away team, so Saints are tough building to play in. So I'll take them -2.5 by the point there.
Yeah, I think the Panthers have a hard time playing like two consistent halves of football too. Like they again with the thing with the Tampa, they let them back in the game and stuff like that. But another game that I won't bet on personally.
Yeah, should be a low scoring game too, I'd imagine. Maybe
Ye-
the under 41.5 looks good.
right. I think there a lot of the unders are set or almost directly at 40 this week because it's kind of expected. Not many points to be stored. Next game, Vikings and the Bears. I'm gonna say the under 46 in this game. The Bears have hit the over however many times. Just like how Carson said earlier, they're on the verge of the number one overall pick. So if they lose and the Texans win, they'll take that pick over. So who knows their motivation even behind getting that win here? And the Vikings aren't going to be putting up any points with their backups. Their backup offensive linemen are horrible. I just don't see any way for them. And there'd probably be bad weather at the Chicago game, too.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't look at that, but probably that'd be my guess. Yeah, I just don't see the Bears coming out motivated. You saw last week against the Lions, there's no motivation whatsoever, and they're in full tank mode, getting ready for next year. So
I mean, they might even they might tell Fields, like, hey, just go down with a fake injury for like a 30-yard loss on a couple plays here or there.
yeah, this line opened as Vikings -1.5, and I got their money line at minus 125. So it's already at minus 200.
Yeah, Vikings aren't going to be playing any starters, so I don't really know how that improved. Like, I don't know how it got to a higher number, but I can't imagine the Vikings are playing any starters in this game at all. Again, they can't improve. Anyway, moving down, Rams, Seahawks. Um, you said you like the Seahawks here, and go ahead, shoot. Why?
Yeah, I think they they have to win this game to make the playoffs, and then the Lions to beat the Packers at night. So, I mean, usually when that's the case, if they got to win, they're they tend to win. They're playing for a little more. They're playing for their playoff spot, while the Rams are playing for nothing. So, I just think that little motivation
So
will get them this one.
let me look how this is gonna work. If the Packers and the Seahawks win, it looks like the Packers
Packers,
will
correct.
be the ones that are gonna go through. Um, Next game we have the Giants and the Eagles. Um, this is kind of an absurd line too. I'm just gonna click the under 43. The Eagles have something still to play for here, but the Giants don't. They can't change their position at all, and the Eagles get up by a little bit, and this game could be all backups. So, but I know they still have to fight for their position. That's why that number's so big. I'm still gonna stick with under 43.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy line. I'm assuming Gardner Minshew's playing,
Yeah,
but yeah, like you said, Giants can't improve. They're not going to be playing anybody. They're going to be resting this week, so uh, yeah, under 43, I guess.
okay, next game. Cardinals and the 49ers. I'm just going to take the 49ers straight up right now. There's no reason for anyone to have any case for the Cardinals. And the 49ers, they can win the number 1 seed as well. So, there's something on the line for them there. And Purdy probably will want to have some decent momentum and going into the playoffs. So I'll pick them for their spread here, minus 14.5.
Yep. I like that as well. They should come out hot, win this game pretty handedly, especially the Cardinals with like their third or fourth string quarterback playing probably if Colt McCoy can't go.
Yeah, it shouldn't even matter for them. Next, we got the Chargers and the Broncos playing each other. Um, I just picked the Chargers spread. There's nothing crazy about this. There's nothing to ride home about Denver with. Um, Kind of a scary game to look at and try to bet on, but yeah, I'll pick the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know their specific playoff implications, like if they can move up a slot at all. But
Trying to
if
look
they're
at
at
it right
this
now.
slot, if they're playing at this slot, I would assume yes. So they should. Yeah,
Well,
I think they should
they're
win this game.
playing for the top wild card position, but they can't win their division because Kansas City's already done that. So
Yeah, so that means they probably play Jacksonville, if they won their division,
right,
or Jacksonville or the Titans, whoever wins that game.
right. Right now the Chargers, yeah, if they win, they'll maintain their position and would play in that easiest game in the wild card position.
So yeah, they should. Yeah, I like them to win this game. I'll probably bet their money line then if that's the case.
I like that idea. Uh, Next, Cowboys and the Commanders. The Commanders are out. They no longer can make it. Cowboys can still play for that division, assuming that the Eagles would lose, which is unlikely. I'm actually gonna unselect the minus 5.5. I think I wanted the under 41 for this one as well because it's kind of the same concept as that Eagles game, but what could happen is the Eagles get up by 20 points and the Cowboys sit everyone because they know that they'll win and They don't want to see anyone get injured. So I'm just gonna say under 41 for this one.
That's fair. I mean, I don't think Carson Wentz is putting up many points,
Right.
but the way the Cowboys have been playing, like they'll have a couple turnovers, which will give the offense like really good field position, and if not 7 points, pretty easily. But yeah, I could see Cowboys winning pretty handedly and the under in this game.
Right. Uh, and then the final game, um, the game that they won all the drama for, they got the Lions and the Packers facing off in primetime in Green Bay. I'm just gonna quick check the weather report on this game because I didn't realize how much of an influence the Packers game would have on the Vikings. Everyone was slipping on the Vikings. Not the complete reason they lost, but I still think some of the cause. Um, it looks like it's gonna be just a like 22 to 32 degrees night there. I'm gonna stick with the Lions spread then, but I could say this game could be pretty sloppy either way. The Packers really didn't do anything on offense versus the Vikings. The Vikings couldn't stop the run. That's pretty much it. The Lions aren't good against the run, so that's also a red flag. But
That's my only worry with the Lions, man. If they can stop the run, they they can. I won't say beat anybody, but they can play competitive against anybody.
exactly, like I, I mean, if you really watch that Green Bay Vikings game, there's not a lot that they did right. I mean, it was a kick up pick six, uh, special teams return, which obviously is a good play, but it's also not the most consistent result you're gonna get. Um, and then I don't know. I just think the Lions overall can score more points than the Packers here.
They can run the ball too.
Yeah, and that might be the difference here. The Vikings can't run the ball, and
Their O line's really good. And Jared Goff has been playing really well as of late. I think in their like past 5 games, he has like I don't know, maybe 12 touchdowns, 0 picks. So he's taking care of the ball, which is the most important thing,
I don't think he.
especially
Sorry,
in these games.
I don't think he feels the pressure of these moments either. Is like even every single game in the pocket, he seems extremely calm. So it doesn't make me nervous. I think there's some other quarterbacks who look really nervous in these types of games. I think he's pretty seasoned veteran now. Um,
Yeah, and their O line is pretty darn good, so they keep him safe and they're able to run the ball. So especially
but
at plus 4, 4.5, I like that.
that'd probably be a when I initially thought of that game, I thought it was gonna be a like a pick 'em. But this game more for me is a game time decision. I need to know how the fucking weather is and shit like that because yeah, there could be just some disaster stuff going on in Green Bay. Maybe some fake
I think a
snow.
lot of people are going to be on Green Bay too, especially
Exactly.
after last week. So I don't know if that line will move at all, but
I
we'll
mean,
see.
the Lions beat the Vikings too pretty handedly. I mean, they threw the ball all over them. I mean, the Packers did too, but from my perspective, the Lions had a better offensive performance, and the Packers had a better defensive performance against the Vikings. So, um, depends how you see it. I know we're not Packer fans, but I won't pick them. But once again, if you guys want some play money for these this weekend and possibly UFC coming up, and then also the playoffs, um, join BetUS and click the link in our bio to get there. And yeah, that's all I got. Anything else from you?
Nope. Let's start the year with some more winnings and take it into UFC next weekend.
Yep, those bets will be on Instagram. I might put some on the story for Thursday and Saturday, but full bet slip might come out Sunday morning. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
But
Sunday morning.
stay tuned. And peace.
Peace.